I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We're all set to bring you a terrific contest here as these two divisional rivals renew acquaintances for the first time this season. There's always a little something extra at stake when these teams face off. It's the Vikings going up against the Bears. With that, we send you out to Soldier Field in Chicago. That's where we'll find our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their starter. He spent 3 years in Denver, now in his 8th with the Bears, Jay Cutler.
And he threw his 200th career touchdown pass in 2015. So we know he's got the arm. That's never been an issue for him. But one of the things I think is almost overlooked about his game, his ability to move around.
Yeah.
He actually ran some, zone read last year. I saw him against Arizona early in the season, run for a couple of first downs off of the zone read. So be careful of Jay Cutler's legs.
Now Cutler looking to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. And when you talk about this offense, you, of course, have to talk about Alshon Jeffrey.
Long, agile, he makes any quarterback that much better.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Off the play fake. Here's Cutler. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Now Pat O'Donnell, the third-year man from Miami, to kick it away. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted spotted at the 14-yard line. So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. And on 2nd and 10 now. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them. That's
really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's polished off by a Vikings score. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Linval Joseph is in a hurry to get his name mentioned as one of the top defensive tackles in the game. I think he's accomplishing his goal.
On 2nd down, here's Cutler. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
and that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. The first-time Pro Bowler a year ago, Everson Griffin, in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Cutler on third and long. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. They'll get 23 yards there. And it'll be first down Vikings. And if you're an Adrian Peterson fan, that's the sign that you want to see right there on the other end. They got to learn to get him down, or this could be a long one.
And it's also the sign that his team wanted to see. Him making that type of a run, having a force and an impact on the game that early, that really demoralizes the defense because they realize it could be a long game trying to get him on the ground.
Peterson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And here are the Chicago defensive starters.
Pernell McPhee is a strong run-stuffing outside linebacker who's beginning to blossom as a pass rusher.
Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on third down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Vikings defense getting ready to go. And a big reason they've got the lead here in the first half, some of these hits we're going to see here.
Almost like they're a group of superheroes, right? Something out of a comic book. Boom, pow, biff. They are really playing well and making things happen on their side of the ball.
Taking me back to my childhood a bit.
There you go. You had a collection, didn't you?
I did. First and 10, it's Cutler. Completion left side to Miller. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So the hard count gets them there, neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, the defense thought they had the timing down, but the quarterback hit them with a hard count, got them to jump.
Throwing now, Cutler on first down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Now Cutler to throw on second down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
On third down, Cutler. The catch made by Miller. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. So we played one quarter here on a Monday night. 10-zip our score, and we're back to Soldier Field after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
On second down, here's Cutler. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
Defense. Still third down.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Cutler on 3rd and long. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And off comes to Peterson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
They come out here in the eye. They run. Peterson. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. It's a gain of 7, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches.
All right, here we go.
Now a run with Peterson. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Now back to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Now Forbath for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Our player's spotlight here hones in on Jay Cutler, and he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
And I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Now Cutler on first down. And Miller with it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. And quickly they get to the line. Throwing now, Cutler on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. On second down, Cutler. He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And some room to maneuver. This one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Forbath to add the extra point. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Back to the air, Cutler. Now Cutler in trouble. He lost the football. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense avoids disaster, keeps possession. Now it's second down. Now Cutler to throw on second down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. From the gun on third down, it's Cutler. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 27. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You've got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Now he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Lamar Houston in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they're going to speed things up here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Cutler. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Bears had a great passing game going last week, but haven't put up the same type of numbers so far. The Vikings have obviously played a role in that, as they've done what they've needed to in order to slow that part of the game down. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Now 1st and 10, the quick pass, it's complete, and he'll end up picking up 23 yards on the play. Continuing on the drive, he'll take the run up the middle, and he caps off the drive on this run. Vikings push the lead to 17. Bears take over late in the second. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Rhodes going to run it all the way back for the score. That pushes the lead to 23. So that'll do it from our EA Sports Studios. Now let's get back up to Chicago as we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
So after that stop, you know that third down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again, or maybe you go play action and try and throw the ball and pick up the necessary yardage.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Trying to defend a drag route is really tough because you don't want to jump a route as shorter or underneath as the drag route is too quickly, because oftentimes they want to run that route and then hit over the top of you for bigger yardage. So if you can chip off the timing of the receiver off the line of scrimmage so he can't actually get into the route, that's the best way to defend it. But there was no possibility of that on that play. End result, The receiver won in a big way.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Peterson. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And the way that he ran last week has not been duplicated here. What gives, Charles?
I don't know. Maybe it was the big meal he took him for after the game last week. I don't know. Being a little bit facetious here, but I do know that after last week's game, the coaching staff awarded game balls to every starting offensive lineman. They're not playing to the same level this week. I don't know if they're seeing different things on defense that have really fouled things up in their blocking scheme, or if they're just not as sharp, because right now he's not finding the creases, can't find the gaps to get through and get upfield.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They give it to Peterson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adrian Peterson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Format to send it away now following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the Vikings defense ready to head back out there now.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the shotgun, Cutler. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
We focus our attention on the Bears defense now. And a tough spot here for the defense, kind of already with their backs against the wall.
Just gave up a touchdown on their last possession. Now starting in tough field position. One thought in mind. At worst, give up a field goal. That's the goal for them right now. No more than 3 points given up. If that happens, they'll feel really good running to the sidelines.
I would think the defensive coordinator would feel pretty good, too.
Oh, he'd be ecstatic about that. Of course, he'll say, give up none, but 3 is really the realistic goal.
And we'll see if they can hold him. So they're operating in the red zone. First and goal here from the 2. They'll run for it with Peterson. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Lamar Houston in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, in my time in football, I've yet to see a playbook that draws up offensive plays designed to lose yardage. A running play loses yardage on first down. They try and throw it, take a sack on second down. What can the offensive coordinator come up with here on third down?
An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. Looking to throw. Steps away to his left. Touchdown, Minnesota. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now Forbath for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. They go back to the air here after the INT. And to the left side here, Wilson. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Watch number 86. Watch 86. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
On second down, here's Cutler. And it's caught by Royal. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now Cutler on first down. Completion left side to Miller. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Again, it's Cutler. And hauled in by the tight end Miller. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And the Bears are going to get a first. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Cutler to throw on second down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
A gain of 7, and they pick up the first.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Throwing now, Cutler on first down. His throw incomplete. Eddie Royal is intended target. That'll bring up second down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Cutler. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
And they'll run it here. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. And let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on 3rd and goal.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 3rd and goal, Cutler. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And Bart puts it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Peterson alone in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They come up in an offset eye. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
Hey, watch 28.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second and 10 now. It's Cutler. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's third down. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third. On third down, Cutler. On the right side, this is Miller. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. I'm ready now for 2nd and 9.
Okay, work with me here. Make sure I'm clear on this one. Inside their own 10-yard line, and they run a toss play. I know it worked, but ordinarily it takes a lot of chutzpah to do something like that, because the only thing more dangerous is trying to throw the ball in that situation and maybe taking a big loss. I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit. Even though I'm not rooting for either team, that was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll run for it. Peterson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Chicago.